Finally, after over a decade, the titular Obi-Wan Kenobi returns in the Disney Plus TV series Star Wars Kenobi. In what was originally a solo movie, but not that kind of solo movie, the project changed into a TV series, following Star Wars' push into the TV realm with the successes like The Mandalorian. But will the return of Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen be worth the wait? Will we see these two former sworn brothers clash? Of course we will. Will we see the Inquisitors flying through the air? I hope not. There is only one way to find out, and that is reviewing all 6 episodes of Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi. So let's take a look at the first episode of Star Wars Kenobi. Spoiler warning, we'll be talking about Obi-Wan Kenobi in full detail. As such, you have been warned. Come back later at episode 2, we'll be reviewing that separately. Greetings my young Padawans, my name is Jack and welcome to Star Wars Now. Now, speaking of that, if you do want to keep up to date on the latest Star Wars news, lore and more, considering hitting that subscribe and like button to never miss a video from myself and the team here at Star Wars Now. We can't wait to bring you the latest Star Wars news as we rush towards 1,500 subscribers. We're growing here and we want you to be a part of it. Speaking of you being a part of it, if you're talking about Star Wars, we want to hear about it. Get commenting down below and tell us your thoughts on Obi-Wan Kenobi. Anyway, let's dive into this. So what was fascinating about the Kenobi series was the recap we got at the beginning. It was such an amazing aspect to just get a recap of all the prequels and where the story of Kenobi is before the show starts. Obviously we only get the live action Kenobi stuff in the recap, instead of his actions in the Clone Wars. But to still see this laid out in a short recap is amazing. Even going into the downfall of Anakin Skywalker, which will play a pivotal role in this series. It was actually an amazing decision by the Kenobi team to include this, and was done very well. While it was only live action, I am confident some of the music used was actually from the Clone Wars, so at least the animated series did get some inclusion in it as well. Now we're going to jump straight into this review, so again, spoiler warning. Now, the decision to include a view of Order 66, basically following a group of younglings as they try to flee the Jedi Temple under blast of fire from clones, and even seeing a master get killed was really cool. Sounds sadistic when I say it like that, but you know what I mean. Seeing clone troopers in the Jedi Temple and being back on Coruscant is amazing. Seriously, give me more of this. This is now the second new Order 66 scene we've had in the last year. We've already seen a glimpse of Order 66 during the Book of Boba Fett, specifically during Grogu's flashback sequence that allowed him to see visions of the Jedi Temple during the events of Order 66. The fact this is the second scene is fantastic now. Lucasfilm is focusing on this event for some reason. Obviously it's a pivotal to a lot of Jedi characters in the Star Wars universe, so it does help and make sense. I just can't help but think there is perhaps something else to it now. Perhaps we're going to see more Order 66 in the near future. I wouldn't say no. While I'm still hesitant about the Grand Inquisitor, the fact he's different from Star Wars Rebels, I think Rupert Friend's portrayal of the Inquisitor bossman is growing on me. While he's certainly not Jason Isaacs, he does bring the character to life. I am hoping that as we see more of him in the Kenobi series, that his portrayal of the animated character will grow on me. Just a hope. Though, considering this is before his appearance in Rebels, I could definitely start to see him getting a little more unhinged, and maybe characters like Reva have more of an impact on him. He sees that her actions do get results. The third episode also serves as our introduction to the new character of Reva, the third sister. She seems like a younger Inquisitor, and therefore a little reckless. While the Grand Inquisitor is in the middle of his little speech about the Jedi, she takes action to get the job done. To be honest, I admire those who just want to get the job done. Sometimes I think a series could do with a character like her, you know, just to push the boat and get the plot moving a little. Reva's character almost seems unstable in a sense. She seems to be a little bit more rogue compared to the other Inquisitors. For example, even the fifth brother is adamant she's overstepping her bounds a little bit during her conversation with Owen Lars. Even though we know nothing can actually happen to Owen, it was still intimidating to see her holding a red lightsaber to his throat. What is rather interesting is the Grand Inquisitor actually stops Reva from striking down Nari, the Jedi they are hunting. If you watch closely, you'll be able to see the Grand Inquisitor use the Force to stop Reva's lightsaber blade. While she gets off a burn on Nari's arm, clearly injuring him, she is unable to strike him down and is pushed away. But again, talking about the Grand Inquisitor's speech about the Jedi, we see in the next scene Obi-Wan Kenobi trying to be strong and not live up to the Jedi code. When a worker at a really cool mobile meat processing center on Tatooine is being exploited for his work. Kenobi knows he can't do anything to help risk exposing himself, and Ewan McGregor's acting really cements the anguish Kenobi is feeling from his actions going on, essentially feeling helpless. It was rather touching to visit Alderaan once again. We finally get more looks at the Organa family and what life is like for them on the planet, which looks very luxurious might I say, especially compared to what Kenobi is currently doing on Tatooine. I'll give credit to the young actress, Vivian LeBlair, who has already shown us what a young Leia Organa, or should I say Skywalker, actually is like. I have to say, my favourite scene in this episode is Leia at the fancy party talking to her cousin. She really analyses him well and gets to the heart of the issue, which shows even at age 10 just how perceptive she is, and how we know she'll become a stubborn yet wise senator and rebel leader. Or general. I actually really love this look at Leia. She is so smart and brings such emotion to the character of Leia. It seems we'll get more of Leia in the series as well, which is fascinating and I can't wait to see more. Especially as Kenobi is chasing after her and ensuring she makes it home to Alderaan safely. My only gripe with this element of the story is that while using Leia Organa as a plot device is cool and all, we do know that nothing can actually happen to her. Essentially she has maximum plot armor as in no real danger. It's obvious Kenobi is getting to her and saving the day. But then again, on the flip side, Leia is a target and mission that Kenobi will be motivated to go and save. I guess we see part of that and what I'm on about in this episode. Kenobi is broken and defeated, so that is obvious when Nari asks him for help. However, when Bail Organa asks him for help, he has to act. Partially due to his loyalty to protecting the Skywalker children, but I also think due to the guilt he suffered at the hands of losing Anakin Skywalker. You certainly feel that when Owen mentions him being long dead. Actor Jimmy Smits is back as Bail Organa once again. We already knew that ahead of the series airing, and that was that. We're treated to one last mission for Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'll say it must be rather brave of Bail to travel to Tatooine, or what a sort of risking everything when you think about it. Part of me is wondering if he has bankrolled Kenobi by giving him the money to start his mission of rescuing Leia Organa. Surely he has. I do have to say though, that throughout this first episode, Ewan McGregor shows so much emotion coming back and portraying Obi-Wan Kenobi again. We get so many good scenes with Kenobi from his interactions with the Jedi Nari, saying he's not the man he used to be, and having to basically send his kid away to die because he's afraid he will fail again. This then brought to its height when Bail does come to visit Kenobi and enlist him to save his daughter. Even when Bail's saying, you may have failed Anakin, and that is in the past, and you can still save Leia. You can still move on from the past and work towards a better future, even if you failed in the past. Nice little Star Wars message. I do wonder how much this doubt and lack of self-worth will come to haunt Kenobi throughout the series. Whether it'll just be regulated to character interactions and dream sequences like we saw here, or possibly even make him falter in igniting the lightsaber at the right moment. And I hope we do get to see that, and what the indecision from living in the past costs him. Our first entry into the Kenobi series does a fantastic job of giving us more Obi-Wan Kenobi content. Content that we've been wanting for over a decade now. Additionally, we're also treated to a look at this post-Order 66 galaxy once more. Thanks to modern Star Wars content, we're getting more looks at this era of the Star Wars universe, which when you think about it, is largely unexplored. I will say this series also feels unique compared to the likes of The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett, despite sharing directors with Deborah Chow. But whereas those two shows are definitely a product of Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, this series feels uniquely like Deborah Chow, and I think that helps differentiate the shows. Hopefully this is the same for Andor and his Tony Gilroy series. I think this will help make the shows more individual entities, and not just a part of the Star Wars universe, which they are, but it's good to have some differentiation between the shows in my opinion, especially with getting so many in such a close proximity. Between Revenge of the Sith and Rebels was a blank slate in terms of canon material for some time now. Thanks to comics, video games, and now live action animated shows, we're getting more content to fill in the blanks. As an example, Andor, the next live action series taking place after Kenobi, will be 5 years before Rogue One, further filling this gap in the timeline. I think this episode, or rather part 1 if just that, is a clear starting point at the reintroduction to Obi-Wan Kenobi. Where he is, currently doing what he is in life, and where the events of the series are actually going to take him. It is clear we've also got more story of Reva as well, who while being displayed as a villain, has other motivations it would seem, and I'm curious to explore them. Why is she adamant about finding Obi-Wan Kenobi, obviously to reward herself with Vader? This is the question I need to know right now. I wonder if she's some sort of former Jedi Padawan who perhaps Kenobi had a run-in with. We know most of the Inquisitors are fallen Jedi anyway. This is where the episode excels in capturing our attention and hooking us to the plot. Thankfully we already have the second episode on Disney Plus right now to enjoy, and we're reviewing it on the channel as well, so stick around for a separate video. I think many fans however are waiting for Darth Vader to eventually show up. How that'll be handled, I don't know. But let us wait and see. As you know, the rematch of the century is going to be a good one and I am excited for it. Follow and subscribe as we'll be airing our episode 2 review later on. Okay Exalted Ones, what do you think of the first episode of Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi series? Honestly I think it comes out of the gate swinging, but how will it hold up with all 6 episodes remaining to be seen? Get commenting down below because if you're talking about Star Wars then we want to hear about it. Now don't forget to hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with the latest Star Wars news, lore and more. You can also follow us on social media as well. Make sure to let us know what you think in the comment section below as always. For now, I've been Jack here on Star Wars Now. thanks for watching, and we'll see you on an episode 2 review for Obi-Wan Kenobi. May the Force be with you.